हेलो फ्रेंड्स, यहाँ पर हम लोग 3D हॉल में बैठे हुए हैं।
Supports life in numerous other ways. There is an abundance of weird and wonderful life forms that exist inside the oceans. Because of its vast surface area, there might be a possibility that many life forms are yet to be discovered. This calm ocean seems to be promising all the favorable conditions to the lives it has harbored. But this is not the case every time. It poses danger for almost all organisms to assert themselves. Everyone is equipped with all kinds of tricks to survive. You'll be surprised to know that the largest animals of the oceans, such as whales, consume tons of phytoplankton each day to keep themselves alive. These phytoplanktons form the base of every food chain. The ocean has other organisms that make up the biodiversity of the oceans are large fishes such as tuna, swordfish, and sharks. Small fishes such as stonefish, remoras, reptiles such as turtles, mammals such as dolphins, and invertebrates such as sponges, corals, jellyfish, starfish, sea fans, crabs, and octopuses. The ocean contains approximately 230,000 identified species. And it is an assumption that some 2 million marine species yet to be documented. How did that stone move? That is not a stone. It is a live creature resembling a stone. It is called stonefish to be more precise. It camouflages itself by taking the appearance of a rock or coral and blending in with them, sitting close to them at the bottom of the ocean. It is the most venomous fish known to the world. People, while swimming in the open oceans, often mistake it to be just another pebble and step on it. The pressure applied by one's foot causes it to release a neurotoxic substance from its gland. This toxin is very powerful and causes unbearable pain and paralysis, which, if neglected, can lead to the death of the individual. Despite their venomous spines, these fish are still edible if prepared properly. Amazing, isn't it? What happened to this fish? Suddenly, why did this fish swim so fast, as if somebody's after its life? Oh, yes, an octopus is chasing this fish. Oops, it's a bad day for the octopus. The stonefish succeeded in saving its life. Octopuses are marine animals famous for their rounded bodies and 8 long arms. They are among the most highly evolved invertebrates. They possess long-term and short-term memories similar to vertebrates and pass their personality traits onto their offsprings. Octopuses are the best example of exhibiting camouflage. They are the genetic marvels by possessing 10,000 more genes than humans. Hey, see this turtle. Did you find any resemblance between its mouth and a hawk's beak? This is a hawksbill sea turtle. It is named for its long, narrow head and their hawk-like beak. Not only are they slender, graceful, and beautiful, but the hawksbill turtle can glow. The hawksbill turtle is the only known reptile to be biofluorescent. They can glow yellow, pink, orange, red, green, or purple. Did you know that these tree-like or finger-like structures are nothing but animals? They are the primitive multicellular aquatic animals that lack a definite nervous system, digestive system, circulatory systems, and musculature. They also do not show conspicuous movements of body parts. Sponges may have a skeleton of spicules, which makes them difficult to digest if eaten by another organism. Hence, generally, sponges are not eaten by other organisms. However, hawksbill sea turtles are known to eat sponges. You must be thinking that this netted structure is some kind of plant found in the ocean bottom. To your surprise, this is also an animal. This is called a sea fan. Sea fans are a type of soft coral that is often found in warm waters and around reefs. There are also soft corals that live in deep waters. These are colonial animals that have a beautiful branching structure that is covered by soft tissue. One of the interesting facts about the sea fan is that it hosts other marine life. Hidden in the branches of this soft coral lives one of the smallest invertebrates. Let us go a little closer to observe the invertebrate. It is a pygmy seahorse. Its size is about 3/4 of an inch. The small size of the pygmy seahorse makes it very hard for them to live alone. They attach to a host, such as soft corals, to survive. This is how they can survive since they can't swim well and they're too small to handle the water currents. Without an anchor, the underwater ecosystem has many interesting examples of interaction between different organisms. One such example is the shark and remora association. The remora fish attaches to the belly of the shark by a sucker disc in its mouth. It travels everywhere the shark goes. It eats any parasite on the shark, which helps keep the shark clean. By doing so, it establishes a symbiotic association with sharks. The remora or suckerfish gets to eat and the shark stays clean and healthy. But remoras also do their share of scavenging. When sharks make a kill, the remora fish capitalize themselves by eating leftovers. Did you know that some small fish offer cleaning services to other fish? A small blue street cleaner wrasse offers a cleaning service to other reef fish by eating the surface parasites that live on the client's skin. This mutual association appears very harmonious, but it is not. This mutual association possesses a wonderful model system for exploring how conflicts of interest are resolved. This region of the sea is rich in algae. Hey, see, the algae is moving. No, this is not algae. This looks like a crab. This is a spider crab. It lives mostly in shallow bays on the sandy bottom. They are among a group of several different crab species that are known as decorator crabs because they cover their shells with material to hide from the eyes of predators. Spider crabs cut off bits of algae and cover their spiny shells with it to make a form of living camouflage. The camouflage works great in helping them to blend into their surroundings, and the algae benefits from this mutualistic symbiosis because it gets a free ride, giving it access to more floating debris for food and more space to spread its genetic material around the ocean. This underwater life supports the livelihood of more than 3 billion people across the world. Adding to your surprise, the market value of this less explored world of marine and coastal resources and related industries is estimated at US $3 trillion per year, about 5% of global GDP. Over the course of thousands of years, each animal in its own way is brought about in natural selection amongst its prey. It has enabled its species to reproduce on its best eminence to survive, evolve, adapt, and become stronger. In the ocean as on land, failure to adapt leads to As far as we know, the only planet where life is possible in this vast universe. There are so many mysteries behind how this planet came into existence and make it special. Let's uncover these mysteries by traveling back in time. To our surprise, something as complex as a planet is made from nothing more than dust and rocks. Over millions of years, gravity pulls these rocks together to form the Earth. One of at least hundreds of planets circling the Sun. 4.5 billion years ago, our planet looked more like hell than home. Up close, the temperature was over 2000 degrees Fahrenheit with no air, just carbon dioxide, nitrogen and water vapor. This newborn planet, a boiling ball of liquid rock, an endless ocean of lava, frequently slammed by incredibly massive meteorites and asteroids onto the surface. A young planet called Theia headed straight for Earth, nearly at a speed of 10 miles per second, 20 times faster than a bullet, colliding head-on with Earth. The impact was so huge that trillions of tons of debris blast out into space. But over the course of 1,000 years, gravity turns the rubble into a ring of red-hot dust and rocks that encircles the Earth. From this ring, a ball is formed, over 2,000 miles wide. It's the birth of our moon, but it is much closer than the moon today, just 14,000 miles away, instead of 250,000 miles away. Around 3.9 billions of years ago, the Earth's core remains molten, but its surface cooled enough to form a crust. And eventually the water vapor condensed to form oceans, whereas Earth cooled enough to create Earth's first supercontinent, Valbara. In the future, there was a chance we could swallow this very water. Every sip, every bottle, every drop of water in every ocean is billions of years old. Each molecule of water has been on an incredible voyage before coming to us. Isn't it weird and so strange? Somehow, between 3.2 to 2.4 billion years ago, single-celled photosynthetic organisms called cyanobacteria appeared, which consumed the sun's energy and began enriching the oceans and atmosphere with oxygen as its waste product. As oxygen levels rose on Earth, much of life on Earth probably died out, and as a result, the oxygen catastrophe occurred. Resistance forms survived and thrived by developing the ability to use oxygen to increase their metabolism and obtain more energy from the same food. At this time, the methane, abundant gas in the atmosphere, trapped heat to create greenhouse effect, and as a result, the oxygen combined with the methane to produce carbon dioxide. All of a sudden, the whole planet froze. As the greenhouse effect wasn't strong, it was a snowball Earth for the next 300 million years. Eventually, the Earth's ozone layer thickened, enabling life to diversify on land. But before the presence of an ozone layer, life was restricted to shallow water because water shielded the harmful radiation. 541 billion years ago, hard-shelled invertebrates originated in oceans, and life got diversified from there. Next came the age of fish, when thousands of fish species arose. Plants and fungi were the first to venture out of the water, requiring them to adapt to new conditions on dry terrain. Some fish stayed in close proximity to land and gradually adapted to live there, simultaneously developing lungs. Amphibians were the first vertebrates to make the move to land. The transition to life on land benefited these creatures because there were no predators and the food was plentiful. That was the start of the age of amphibians. 250 million years ago, Permian extinction occurred, which caused the extinction of around 95% of all living species. When Earth's climate became hotter and drier, the rainforest collapsed, triggering the age of reptiles. Because reptiles evolved to dry land conditions, they gained a unique ecological advantage. The dinosaurs are evolved from reptiles that survived the Permian extinction and thrived for 165 million years. Also, in this era, the Pangea existed as one supercontinent. Dinosaurs lived on this vast supercontinent. Eventually, the mechanism of plate tectonics gradually tore the continent apart, simultaneously drifting the dinosaurs as well. 65 million years ago, a 6-mile wide asteroid struck Earth, ejecting particulate matter and vapor into the air that blocked the sunlight, inhibiting photosynthesis. 75% of all life, including the non-avian dinosaurs, became extinct. The first true mammals evolved in the shadows of dinosaurs, whereas after the extinction of dinosaurs, mammals emerged as the largest animals at this time. 20 million years ago, this is our planet, with every continent and every ocean as we know, except for one thing that is still missing: the human race. Along the African coast, a great rift opens up. It stretches nearly 4,000 miles, with mountains growing along its edge. This ape-like creature may stay in lush trees forever, but its world is changing. The growing mountains act like a wall, prohibiting the moisture from the Indian Ocean from passing over the land. It is getting hotter and drier. A lush rainforest becomes an arid savanna. The new hotter climate changes the creatures' habitat, forcing them to search further for food. Soon they stop dragging their knuckles like apes and began to stand and walk on 2 feet. It is the most important step in the human story. These mountain range could be the reason humans walk on 2 feet. 1.5 million years ago, a man and child are seen very much like today, civilizations past and present. Everyone that ever lived, the greatest inventions, the most brilliant ideas, human history and all its complexities and splendor begins here and now.